Welcome to the Indigo Room. I'm your host, Sydney Chase, and tonight we are discussing Indigo Adults.
Welcome to the Indigo Room. Serenity ahead.
Here we go, it's the indigo, sending the best and bliss, yes, so let's go. Bringing brainwaves to a higher plane, manifest your world, shaking the mundane. Shift up, make moves, spurs, taking you higher. Bring forth your serenity, forget words like destiny. Cause the path you choose is up to you, so make your move to find the way in you. The dust the sky will mellow high, and spirits rise, and winds to change. So yes, I invite you. So come on through. See how we do in the Indigo Room, yeah.
Welcome to the Indigo Room.
Hi, and welcome back to the Indigo Room. I am Sydney Chase. I am a shaman, a student, a teacher, and a coach. And I'm also an indigo. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about indigo adults because indigo children grow up to be indigo adults. And we're going to be discussing that energy. And we're also going to be talking about how the indigo room is changing to morph into focusing on indigos, indigo energy, and also helping those who are having a problem right now, adjusting to some of the feminine energy. So, welcome. Hi, 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 hi. We're going to get into some really deep topics. And if you're an indigo, you're going to find this helpful for you, I hope. Also, I want to say thank you and welcome to our new subscribers while I was gone. I was taking a break. I had to take a break because my guides were like, girl, you need to take a break and focus on this work. They had work for me, y'all. A lot of work. But it was good. It's refreshing. Today is the lunar eclipse, blood moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And that is focusing on transformation. So, this is a really good topic to be discussing tonight, I was told. Okay. And I want to say hello to everybody who just popped in. Funk's in the house. Hi, Funke. Hey, Barb and Gloria. Hi, how you doing? Welcome, welcome back. We had to take a break, but we're back. So the indigo room is changing. As I said, we're focusing on indigos. That is what we're doing. Now, I know a lot of you probably are like, what? Huh? What are you talking about, indigos? I don't know if I'm an indigo. Well, some of this information may be useful for you. But the tools that we were using you might find that they're not as effective as they used to be, and we are being given new tools to use to manifest and create, and also to remove the wicky wacky and to allow the real us to come forth. And especially if you're one of my indigo people, you may find this helpful for you. So I'm going to jump right into it. And I just want to say hi to just want to welcome you all again and make sure that you are all doing the work. Now, we have a separate group that, we contact each other and talk to each other during the week, all week long. So even though we weren't here live, I was still live with the group. So if you want to join us in the group and you have questions or if something doesn't really make sense to you right now during the live, you can check in with me and the link is in the description below. I do get a stipend or a little payment if you join us, but it is free for you to join Volley. And the link is in the description below. Remember, those of you that are coming in, make sure to thumbs up the video. And again, if you're new to the Indigo Room, welcome. So the blood moon lunar eclipse, again, is focusing on transformation. Now, some of you may have been experiencing some shifts and changes in your own experience coming up to this day, right? We had Mercury in retrograde. We had also the planets were aligned and then they stopped being aligned. And so there's a lot of energies coming in, a lot of new energies that were coming into the planet. You may have felt them. You may have felt tired, um, not sure, what is going on in your own experience. That's because the new energies are coming in. When new energies coming in, they affect everybody. And if you think about it, just when we have a full moon, right? People, Glow, you're a nurse. I know when I used to work in the psychiatric facility that I used to work in back in the day, back in my younger days, um, full moon, everybody went nuts. The whole place, you knew that it was a full moon. Even if you didn't know that it was full moon, then you would see everybody going off and then you would check, and sure enough, it was a full moon. So the planets do have an effect on each one of us individually, and how we move through those energies is up to us, but we do have tools to be able to help us do that. So right now is a good time for you to stand in your power, right? Yeah. Gloria says truth. It's right now is the time for you to stand in your power. And I do want to send out love and light to those families that were affected by the violence that we just saw over the weekend. And again, there's a lot of shifts and a lot of changes, and people are not um, on their they're not aligned, right? Some people, not everybody, but there are people that are not aligned. So there's a lot of chaos, confusion, misinformation, all kinds of stuff is happening right now. And this is a really good time for you to go within, right? To go within, focus within. And I know a lot of people tell you to do that. And sometimes you're going, how can I do that? How can I do that? Well, you follow the Indigo Room, pop in, check out the old videos that we just did. I have some tools that I shared that have been helpful with changing my reality and changing the things that I'm experiencing, and some of the people that are in the group as well. So I have been receiving a lot of downloads. I am a shaman, just like I told you. There was a time that I did not even understand what that meant, right? So I had to learn. And for me, this is like going through a second initiation again, right? So you go through certain types of things and you learn best in the dark. That's where you grow. That's where your growth is, in the dark. When you're a baby, you grew in the dark. Anything that is planted, it grows in the dark. So don't curse the darkness. Understand that you may be going through a transition and going through some sort of metamorphosis in your own experience, and trust the process. And we're going to be going over how you can allow the energies to assist you at this time. It's a really important time, and I have some really important messages for indigos and people who feel they might be indigo. Now, one of the things I want to share with you is, as an indigo adult, you may have at a younger age felt things and experienced things that you just did not understand, and people made you feel crazy because you knew things, right? You had certain abilities, you had certain understandings, you your intuition was on point, You may have been a child who could actually have the ability to scan people and check their energies and understand who they were, right? Or maybe you were the type of person or the type of child that saw angels or saw energies and spoke to them and knew they were benevolent and knew that they were helpful to you. There's just so many experiences you may have had. You may have even experienced a second or another lifetime. And then you woke up here and you're going like, where the hell am I? Who are these people? I know for my own self, I used to think, when are my parents coming? Where where are they, and who are these people? And I used to get in trouble a lot for like some of the thought processes that I did have, and they got tamped down. So we're going to be talking about over the course of several episodes how to work with this energy, how to recognize if you're an indigo, how to understand where you came from, how you got here, how to access your gifts that you came in with. Because, like I said, many indigos have gifts they don't even realize that they have. How to get in touch with your own guides, okay? And what is your third eye, how to use it. So, we're going to be going over a lot of different topics as we move through this time that we're in right now. And this is a really good time for everybody, whether you feel you're an indigo or not, to let go of those things that no longer serve you. Habits, beliefs, people, places, and things, right? It's time to pare down and let those things go. And also step into your gifts and step into your power. And some of you may go, well, I can't, I'm not a healer, Sydney. I'm not like you. This is a time, look, I'm stepping up. I had to step up and step out and address what's going on with indigos right now. That's the transformation that I had to go through. And so if I have to go through it, you all got to go through it too. Hey Yazgold, how you doing tonight? So one of the things that is interesting about being an indigo and being an indigo adult is the time frame that you were born in. Now there were some indigos that came in prior to the specific time that there was an influx of indigos that were coming in. There was a time frame where children were being born with, and they were different, not better, just different. And they came here, indigos came here to assist the planet and the human beings with its ascension. And we are ascending this this realm that we're in right now. This 3D realm is ascending and it's moving into a different realm. And indigos are here to help with that process. And if you're an indigo, you may have felt that when you started to become aware of who you really are, you started to understand and realize that there was something you had a purpose. There was something that you needed to get done. So we're going to go over some of the aspects of being an indigo. I don't like to call indigos, but that is for the lack of a better word, right? That's the buzzword that people have used over the years. You are from the blue realm. And I have another video that I did a couple of years ago about indigos and where we are from and what realm we're from. And I just recently found out what dimension that we're from. That's why in the thumbnail you see a picture of this blue planet. And in 2007, when I started to get these downloads, and I thought I was losing my mind. Literally, I really did. I thought I was going crazy. And I tried to share it with a couple of people, and of course, they all looked at me like I was nuts. Okay, so then I shut it down. And that's typically what happens with Indigo. Like before you knew about a Neville, before you knew about a Greg Braden or an Abraham Hicks or the Bible even, you knew something about spirit. You knew something about you was a little bit different. And you knew that you were here to do something. However, as we are in this 3D realm, layers upon 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 layers of emotions and wiki wacky covered over aspects of ourselves. Or, like I said, we tamped it down and we became afraid to share these gifts. And so we hid. We hid. A lot of us hid. A lot of us didn't, but a lot of us did hide because, like, right, nobody could understand what you're talking about. Nobody could understand what you're saying. It didn't make sense to anyone. So I'm here. I'm here now to help you make sense of it and accept the truth of who you are. So the indigo energy, again, is not better than anyone, it's just different. And you are really, really, most of you are big empaths and um, really are about love, like just beyond like regular, schmegula. Oh, I love you and I love you too. There's an all-encompassing love that you have about you. So I'm going to be talking about some of those things, and it's now time for you to not hide. It's really important for you to step into your power and the truth of who you are and allow your truth to shine through. And hopefully, hopefully this message will get out to many of you. And it's sort of like a beacon, like a call from home. Home is calling, okay? And home wants you to connect to home so that you can stand in your power and know the truth of who you are. Number one, you're not alone. You have huge support. You have major, major support. I can't even tell you how much support you have. You have your guides. You have angels that are supporting you. You have a lot of guides, each one of you. There is physical help here, and there is spiritual help. And so there's three things that we have to do. We have to connect our higher selves, our conscious selves, and our lower selves have to be connected. So we have some tools that have been given that I'm going to be sharing over the course of time. You have certain aspects that need to be addressed and need to be developed more, and because you're here to help. Some of you are in the medical field. Some of you are immense healers and you don't even realize it. Some of you are agricultural and you don't realize it. Some of you are have have telepathic abilities, and you may find yourselves in addiction, and just to try and quell the thoughts that are going through your head. They are not yours, and there are ways that you will be able to lessen the loud sounds that you're hearing. um, you will be, you are seeing synchronicities now, even more so than ever. And again, many of you started coming in influx around 19, I want to say 1960, 65, 66, 67, up to about 1987, 88. And then we had the crystal children coming and we had the rainbow children coming. And, a lot of people didn't really understand indigos, and there wasn't a lot of information given to indigos. And I didn't come in during that time. So now you're all going to know how old I am. This is, I don't even know why, that's something that I never really shared, but I have a birthday coming up. And my birthday is going to be on Friday. So I am a Taurus baby. So this is a really important time for me, just to have my birthday. But you can, I was born 2 years prior to, right? So I came in as what is called, or commonly called, as a scout. And scouts come into this time frame, this dimension, to basically like suss out and just pay attention, keep an eye out, right, and understand what's going on. And I didn't know that, right? I didn't know that until 2007. And 2007 is when I started receiving the downloads, and that was, I became a shaman in 2003. So about 4 years later is when I recognized that I was an indigo. My shaman mother saw it. She knew it right away. I didn't believe her, right? I was like, yeah, okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm an actress, right? I wasn't an actress, but that's what I wanted to be, right? And again, I was told that nothing that I did was going to work properly, or I wasn't going to have that much success like I would if I didn't fall into my gifts and fall into accept the truth of who I was. And I was like, well, who am I, right? Like, I don't even get it. What are you talking about? Well, we have layers and layers and layers and layers that cover over us. And then, when somebody does tell you the truth of who you are, you deny it because it doesn't make sense. So in 2007 is when I received the downloads. And the first time that I received it, it scared the daylights out of me. And again, I think I talked about this on the Indigo Room way back when I first started the podcast and named the podcast the Indigo Room. So when I first found out where I was from, I wasn't told it was indigo, right? That's not that's not the term that was used. It was blue realm. You're from the blue realm. I was like, okay, what does that mean? I don't even get it, right? And I received a ton of information, which I am going to be sharing with the Indigo Room over the course of time. But some of the information that I received was not. I shared it then in 2007 on the Indigo Room, but it wasn't taken seriously, not because people didn't get it. I didn't get it. So I wasn't taking it seriously, and I was joking about it, and I was like, ha ha ha, making fun of my own self and what I had received. And so over the course of time, I denied the truth. I kept backing up from it. And the people that I did share it with were like, well, everybody thinks that about themselves, or, whatever, whatever. Because some of the information was just really very, for me, it felt very egotistical because I am a really humble person, or so I thought. Anyway, um, a lot of the information that I received was about the whales and the dolphins. I know this is going to sound crazy, but I don't really give a damn because I'm sorry. I choose me now. I choose the truth of who I am, and I choose to help indigos right now. So the information that I received was about the whales and dolphins, mainly dolphins first. And the whales and dolphins have been here for millennia. They're older than you can even imagine. And there are millions of them. And they are highly intelligent and they are connected to the blue realm, even though they're from Sirius. That's another planet in another dimension. You can look up Sirius, it exists. It's not something that I made up in my mind, it does exist. And so when I was getting this information, I was like, what are you telling me? And I was taken back home. I was literally taken back home for a little while. And it was the most extraordinary experience I've ever had in my entire life. And I was filled with emotion, filled with crying, and also fear because at that point, I really believed that I was going to be put in a straitjacket and, they were coming to take me away. So I tamped down all that. I wrote everything down. I wrote all the information down that I received around that time. It was about, I want to say, 3 months. And then I closed everything up and basically put it aside. And over the course of time, I would meet people and they would say, you know, they would tell me things about myself that they could not possibly know because I really don't share a lot of like what I'm working on, manifesting, and things of that nature. And so it was almost like they would tap right into my spirit, right? And tell me things about myself that nobody else knew except me. And always at the end, it was, well, you have work to do here. Yes, yeah, I heard that before. And that um, that has to come first. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. And that everything that you do is not necessarily going to work out as the way you want to until you do this thing, until you accept the truth of who you are, right? Okay, thanks. And then I would keep it moving. So during the last 6 months, recently, I have been getting downloads again, just more intensely than I've ever done before, than I've ever received before. And that is where, the tools started that I've been sharing with you have started to come from. They've been manifesting from the downloads. And they have been working for a lot of you who've been using them. So recently, I was told that um, I had all this information about the dolphins and whales. And I was like, because I forgot about it. I really closed the book up, closed up the journals, and put them aside. Because, I'm a crazy lady. So I'm just going to go put them down and I'm never going to touch them again, I thought. So recently, during one of my meditations, I was told during one of my downloads that I received this information in 2007. And I was like, what are you talking about? Right? I'm thinking to myself um, about indigos and what you need to do and how you need to, help and how you are supposed to be helping. And we sent you information about the dolphins and whales. I said, well, I don't even think I have that book. I don't have that book. I don't even have it because there was a time when I purged, and some journals I got rid of. I got rid of them, And I said, I doubt if I even have it. I don't even know what you're talking about. They said, yeah, you do, right in your closet. Like, what? Yeah, it's in your closet. So I have a box that I've had for several years that has a ton of journals. Now, if I could take you around this office right now and show you, I had to what I pulled out. Um, but anyway, I was like, fine. I kept resisting. This is just about, I guess, maybe a month ago. I kept resisting, or 3 weeks maybe. And I finally said, okay. Like they had been telling me for a month, and then finally, about 3 weeks ago, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just go let me go see. So I have a closet right here, and right up in the closet is the box. So instead of pulling the whole box down, because there's a ton of them, it's really full, I stick my hand in and I pull out one, just one. And when I opened it up, first page, the very first page in the very first journal that I pulled out was the dolphins and whale information, and I received it in August of 2007. And I was literally blown away. Literally. Because I just don't even remember writing it, to be truthful. Like I wrote it, and I remember everything pretty much. Like I have this like memory like a freaking elephant, right? But that I didn't remember all of the details, right? And as I'm reading it and I'm reading it and I'm going, holy moly, who wrote this? You wrote it, you crazy nut job. You wrote it. And so it was a channeling that I had written. And I started to do some research. And sure enough, all of this is true. So I say that to say that indigos receive downloads, they receive information, they receive a lot of information, and a lot of times they blow it off and or have blown it off. And not everybody, but a lot of times they have blown it off. And I'm here to help indigos not blow it off, to bring you back, to get you back to help you in your transition and in your transformation to be what you came here to be and do, truly. And it's really not about manifesting things because the things will come. It's not about creating, and finding way and finding this and trying to get that and try. All of that will come together once you accept the truth of who you are. So, over the course of some days, you're going to be receiving information from me. Hopefully, that it will help you to be able to step into your power and connect with home and connect with the blue realm. And the thumbnail has a picture literally of the planet. That also exists as well. So it is a real place. It's not a figment of my imagination, and it's not a figment of your imagination that you feel that you came from someplace else. You came here to do work and to help uplift humanity, and to step into your gifts is the only way that you're going to be able to do that. And it's important that you do that and start to do that if you haven't started to do that today, right now, today. So that is what I needed to say. It is an urgent message to all indigos who were indigo children or who were told they were indigo children and you just don't know what to do. Home is calling. There's a message. It's like a transmission. Home is calling. I know it's like ET. I want to go home. Yeah, well, home is calling you now. And you're not going home yet because you got work to do. So again, some of you are teachers, some of you are healers, some of you are in the financial business. I even have downloads that I received in 2007 about finances, about the way we were going to be getting our news. And in 2007, newspapers was still a big thing. And so when I wrote this information down, I was like, oh my God, yeah, okay, that doesn't even make sense. 2007, we didn't even really have a smartphone then. Everybody was still kind of doing, they had the little flip phones. Nobody really had a smartphone. And like I said, we were still using newspapers in 2006 and 2005. Bitcoin was not even doing anything. I was told in 2007 that the way we receive our money would change. Everything was changing. And they broke it down and gave me list by list of things that were getting ready to change. And when I shared it with people, they're like, yeah, okay. I said, all right, okay. And I went, yeah, I'm probably losing. I'm probably, little. But over the course of time, all of those things have happened. All of those things have come to pass. All of those things have changed. So I'm here. I don't care whether you believe me or not. It doesn't even matter anymore to me. I'm finally allowing myself to step into the truth of who I am and why I came. So one of the things as an indigo that you can do right now today is um, I have some, let me pull this up. I have some things that you can just to check to see if you're unsure about that type of energy, or if you feel like you're connected with that. Um, you like to do things your own way. Okay. I think I went over this before, but it's timely now, so I'm going to go over it again. You're highly intelligent in your own way, basically. What does that mean? Like you're you know things that other people don't know, and you don't know why you know these things. If that makes sense, you're just very highly intelligent. Like um, you don't have to belong to Mensa. You don't have to have this IQ test, but there's just certain things that you know, and you're very intuitive. Indigos are highly intuitive, like on high alert. Um, you know what you know. You may not know how you know it, but you do know. Um, you're just kind of wired differently than other people, and you always kind of felt out of place, right? Again, you also have um, like I can never say that word right. Telepathy, right? Or um, you hear things. Sometimes you might get a ringing in your ear. I usually get it in my right ear. And I can tell you now that's home calling, trying to get your attention. I didn't understand what it meant before, but I understand what it means now. And it's like a high pitched sound that you'll have in your inner ear. And it's not, um, the best way I can describe it, and I've described this before, is if you have a television set, right? I don't know if you've ever turned the TV on, or you have one of those old televisions with crystals in them, like, at your grandmother's house, and you would turn the TV on and you could hear that sound. Who turned the TV on? It's like that, but it's in your ear. Gloria, Gloria says, "Oh wow." Yeah, so it's like in your inner ear, and it's just a very high pitched um or you ever, when you were a kid, you took those hearing tests, and they turn the sound on, and then they ask you, can you hear that? Can you hear this? And it's just a high pitched whine. It sounds like that, but you're not connected to anything. And it's right in your ear. So you will often have that happen. Um, as I said before, you're very empathetic. Indigos are very empathetic, highly compassionate, highly compassionate. But but also like um, you're combative about that too sometimes. Like you're combative about your passion, about your compassion, right? And when I say that, I mean in a way like um, when people often talk about empaths, they talk about them in a way sometimes that they're weak. And it's not a weakness at all. It is, you will see something that is not right, and you know it intrinsically. And it's almost like you can feel the like, if I could think about like a superhero movie, right? It's almost like you feel you see the wrongness in it, and you feel like, and you just want to dig down deep, and you just want to pull this up and just go, ah! Right? And push out your hand and stop it and scream. Well, you kind of sort of have that power to be able to do that, but you don't know that. Um, and you may feel like, you may feel really connected to some of these comic, um, um, you know, different types of superheroes, right? And even when you were a kid, right, you felt like you were a superhero, like you could have these superhero powers, but you do have these powers, but you just didn't understand how they worked, if that makes sense. Um, you do have a lot of indigos, a lot of us have psychic abilities. Um, and people say, I see dead people. Remember that movie? But you do have the ability to, you may be attracted to astrology or tarot as well. And we've been told that astrology and tarot is not good, it's trafficking with the devil and all that, just like yoga and all these other things. But those tarot and astrology are just messages that it's a way for our guides and angels to be able to connect with us, to give messages, basically, because they cannot interfere. Like your angels and your guides can't really interfere. They can't step in and do things for you while you're here. They can't do it. It's a law. They're not allowed. And in order for you to be able to receive that help, you know, um, I know that a lot of us talk about, a lot of teachers, and I was taught this way too, just focus and, have your thought process, focus on good. You literally have to call them in. Sometimes you have to get adamant because they kind of like are not paying attention to you right now. Even though they're with you all the time and you're supported, if you haven't been doing any kind of inner work, and you haven't actually asked them to come and help you and protect you as well, they really can't do anything. Like they kind of hover around and, they connect with you when they can, when you have those moments of clarity and you're vibrating at a rate that allows them to be able to connect with you. Oh, boom. Yeah. You might receive a download. You might receive messages. But um, if you're engrossed in this 3D environment, this 3D realm that we're in, and like I have been too, right? And I say that I'm a shaman, and I also say that I'm a student. I'm a student of my guides. I'm a student of higher spirituality. I'm a student. I'm always going to be a student, right? So that I can allow myself to receive this information, process it, and share. So even though I'm a shaman, that doesn't mean that I'm at a higher level of consciousness than anybody else. I'm still receiving downloads and processing them and going, oh my God, what? So anyway, um, your guides and your angels and even your ancestors, some of them are kind of wicky wacky, but some of them are on the good side, right? You have to ask for help, period, point blank. And again, your help and how you do that is in your thoughts and in your feelings. Your thoughts and your feelings have to be one, and you have to, and you will vibrate at a different rate. And when you vibrate at a different rate, higher, all of a sudden they see you. It's like a beacon, right? It's like the Batman beacon, right? I know I'm going back to these comics, but a lot of these comics have some a little semblance of truth in them. So when you send out the beacon, that's you're indicating that you're helping, and they don't really see your physical form; they see your energy. So if you're vibrating low, it's very difficult. They can zero in on you, but not as good as if you're vibrating high in a higher vibration. So that's some of the things that we're going to be working on and helping you all to be able to do for yourselves, so that you can connect to your guides and your angels. Um, uh, Oftentimes, you just feel better by yourself. You feel better alone. Sometimes you just being around other people is just like exhausting, and you may want to be around um, animals and pets more than people, and that is, I feel, indicative of most indigos, the majority of us. um, you definitely like to be out in nature. Nature helps you. And one of the things that I do want to encourage all of you to do is to learn how to do grounding work. And I'm going to be going over that too. But in the meantime, just go outside. I don't care where you live. Take off your shoes. Today would be a great night. I mean, tonight would be a great night, right? I don't even care if it's snowing, all right, where you're at. Just put your feet on the ground, even if it's freezing outside and you could do it for like, five couple of minutes or whatever. Barefoot on the ground. That will help to ground you. And when I mean by grounding, that means that you're not just, off in the ethers in your thoughts and just flying all over the place. But it will help to ground you here, and it helps for you um, to connect to Gaia, to Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. It's important for you. It's important for you to feel the energies of Mother Earth, pull them up to your top crown chakra, and then move that energy up and down, if you can imagine that in your own thought process. It's a very powerful way to ground yourself. If you need to stand near a tree, then do that. But get your feet on the ground. Um, we're going to be going over the reasons for that, but I'm just saying, not tonight, but that's something you can do today. That's something that you can do right now, today, wherever you may be. It will help you. Um, you also have like this really, um, like children will see you and gravitate towards you, right? They know, they know something about you that you're not paying attention to. They can see it. And also, you have this empathy towards elderly people, right? So you don't like to. It's almost like you have this natural ability to help those who don't seem to be able to help themselves. You feel like that's something that you can do. So, hi Mona. Okay. Glow said one of the hardest things for an empath to do is ask for help. Thank you. Yeah, it's very, very difficult for an empath to do that. And but it's very necessary and very key for you to be able to ask for help, especially from your guides and your angels. And angels do exist. Like I said, I don't care what anybody. I'll choose this now, right? I don't care what anybody thinks. This is this is the information I gotta give, so I'm giving it. Um, so these are just some things. Where are we? Oh my goodness, it's already 8:21. But oh, I didn't mean to do that. One of the things that I would definitely suggest if you're new to the channel and you feel you are an indigo, please look at the not the last episode, but the previous episode, which is entitled um, Stop Revising Your Day and Do This Instead. And when this video finishes processing, which will be tomorrow, I will put it up here um, in the description. It'll be right here. So the video from the last time we were here, where I shared that information, will go right here. But I do want to just share this a little bit more, a couple more things that will help you. Like I said again, you're very intuitive. You have a high intolerance for BS. High intolerance. Like when somebody is just, you know, full of crap. You know. And you may not even realize that and you rolling your eyes, or you walk away, or you walk off and you say, well, I'm not interested in dealing with that person. Like, you feel people's energies. Sometimes you can feel people's energies before they even present themselves to you, before they even show up in your space. You will feel it. You'll feel that energy, and you will be like, yeah, I'm not, no, something's up with that person. Right? So you're highly, highly intuitive. And like I said, you may not realize why you're that way, but we're going to be going over some reasons why. Um, and you have a sense of oneness. Now, another thing that I've noticed a lot as I've been, circulating over the interwebs is this idea that you were chosen. You're the chosen one. You were not chosen. You chose to come. You were not chosen to be here. You chose to be here. You chose to be here before you got here. And when people are saying, oh, the chosen ones, you're the chosen ones, I don't know if you've seen this anywhere. It's getting tiresome for me now. And the thing is, you chose to be here. You chose to come. We chose to come. And in your meditations and in your dream time, you may even have had dreams of before you came. And you just think, oh, that was such a crazy dream. I dreamt I was someplace else, and I remember being told I was getting ready to come to Earth. Yeah, I know. That's happened to me too. You chose to come here. So I do need to let people know that they can get off that whole we're the chosen ones. We're the chosen ones. No, you're not chosen ones. You just chose to come here. That's the big difference. Also, something you can do this week is get yourself some crystals. Um, I have been using I have three really powerful crystals that I use, and I need you to, as an indigo, take yourself to a crystal store or crystal shop and see what calls out to you. Not all crystals are for you, right? So you have to start listening to any kinds of um, high vibration thoughts that you're receiving from within, and trust your intuition. You know, if you're standing in a crystal shop and you're looking at some crystals and then you go, because you don't know um, what a crystal means, or you don't understand the energy about a crystal. Yes, you do. You do. You just don't think you do, but you do. Go and just stand near them and see which ones call out to you, because where we're from, we have crystals. Big, huge, humongous, oh my god, unbelievable, beautiful crystals. And they will call out to you, and you will feel the energy. And I know people think that, the crystals are just rocks or that they're dead. They're not. Okay? So take the self to thyself to a crystal shop if you haven't done that yet, and see what crystals call out to you and what crystals resonate with you, and pick them up and keep them on your person. There are ways to clear your crystals and clean them. You can just sit them out in the sun. You can have a conversation with your crystals. You can literally, like, they will vibrate with you. Some of them will help you to be able to connect to your guides, right? Crystals, if you think about it, crystals are used in a lot of our technology. I don't know if you realize that or not, but they are, right? They're used to transmit certain things. So you can use them yourselves to transmit home. And you'll start to receive information that is necessary for your growth. You'll start to receive, if you meditate with them. I sleep with my crystals. They're with me all day long. I carry them with me. I clear them. I set them out in the sunlight. Sometimes I set them out in a full moon night, like I'm going to do tonight, to help clear them. So there are tools that you can go and access right now this week. One, that you don't have to buy anything. You can just put your feet in the ground and ground yourself and feel the energy flowing back and forth between you and Mother Gaia. That's something that you can do today. Even if you have no money, you have no dollars, you think you're broke, that you can't do anything. You have tools and you have skills that you're ready. You're ready, and it's time. So we're going to end it now, because it's a time factor. But um, I'll be back. I don't know if it's going to be a live video, if it's going to be a recorded video. But we are changing the channel and the dynamics of I'm changing. I say we, but I'm talking about my guides and stuff. But I am changing the dynamics of the channel and allowing the energies. I mean, allowing the information to be able to flow to indigos and indigo energy. There are other things that we are going to be checking off the list to see if that resonates with you and if you feel like you're um, from the blue realm, and how to really step into your power. But if you've been doing the work, if you've been removing the layers, if you've been doing, your energy work, and you think you have something that you want to share, and you have a gift that you want to share, now is the time to step out into that. Now is the time to step up and step into that, right? Now is the time to stop looking outside to others for, information. You have it. You really do. I had to stop, right? I was told, okay, it's time for you to stop now, Miss Sydney. It's time for you to step up and step into your power. I'm like, oh God. Because the Indigo Room at for the longest time, for the last 12 years, was, about other teachers. You are a teacher, you are a healer, you are a coach, you are an intuitive, you are a psychic, you are an astrology teacher, maybe you're a tarot teacher. You have many, many gifts. You're a person that heals animals. You're a Reiki teacher. You're somebody who knows about energy. You know. Now it's just time for you to let everybody else know and to help the rest of the planet to move into the new earth and move into the ascension and move into the next level. Because there are those that don't want that to happen. There are those that don't want the consciousness to shift and change. And that's why I say it's time for you to also connect with your guides and your angels and ask for protection. And I know that we have said that there's only one energy, there's only God in my life, and or goddess in my life, and yeah, yep. But in this dimension, in this 3D dimension, there are people that don't want you to step into your power. There are literally energies that are wanting to keep the status quo. There are energies here that are confused, that don't want you to be the most powerful being that you are already. So you do want to ask your angels and guides for protection. You do want to call on Sacred Flame to come in and use that. Like, you can send out Sacred Flame out ahead of you to clear space, clear energy as you move about your day. You can use it to clear space in your home. If you haven't gotten sage and Palo Santo wood and you haven't been clearing your own energy, oh, well, this is the week to do that. Okay. So if you want to celebrate my birthday along with me, because I'm going to be the big 6-0 on Friday, right? 60 years of age. You can hit the Cash App. The link is in the description below. You can support the Indigo Room by liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. Are you an indigo? Are you from the blue realm? Share your thoughts. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. You can visit. Oh, Funke, what were you saying? That's the truth. Were you talking about the crystals? Were you talking about the crystals? Because I know there's a little bit of a delay. I missed that. But you can visit us on the indigoroom.org. So everything's going to be changing. The messages is going to be changing. If you're, really just wanting to manifest your dreams and desires, we do still have the course. I know that it's not on the YouTube channel anymore because I took it off. It is going on the Patreon. It will be on the Patreon. If you want to join us on the Patreon, you can do that for um, uh, $5 a month, $15 a month, and $30 a month. And that course is going to be on the Patreon. And a lot of the tools that I'm receiving and the information that I'm receiving is going to be shared in the Volley group. So if you're interested in those techniques and how to use those as an indigo, you can join us in the Volley group, and the link is down in the description below. Oh, hard asking for help. Bit. Yeah. Yeah, you got to do it. They're not going to come. They can't. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to help you unless you ask. So I hope that this was useful for you. I hope that you found some encouragement in it. I'm trying to encourage you all who are of the blue realm to listen to this listen to this transmission, this video as often as possible. Come back to it as often as possible. But there's going next week. That's what I'm going to be talking about. And the next video, I'm going to be talking about that. And then every time I do a video, it's going to be talking about indigos and how to move through this energy and how to um, be who you came to be. So I want to thank you all for joining me here tonight. And remember who you are. That's why I got that message. When I received this message that I say at the end of every video, I also received that message in 2007. So remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is indeed your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. And I love you, and I'm here. So send me a message. Have a great night. I will see you in the next video. Take care.